I am the runner. Some people know me as Slow Poker, but for the past 3 weeks, I have been a fugitive, playing poker across the country and doing a lot of driving.
The name's Runner Runner, and if you find me, you win this.
My plan was intentionally not well thought out. My feeling was if I had too rigid a plan that I wouldn't be nimble and it would be easier for me to get caught. I figured I'd start in Florida, so I flew to Florida. I passed the Texaco, I had this thought of a stupid joke involving Texas. I didn't realize that by shooting the foliage by that small Texaco sign that I was giving away my exact location. So I realized that I needed to kind of tighten my range, so to speak. Didn't really know where I was gonna go because I had thought originally I would go from South Florida to North Florida, maybe go from South Florida over to Tampa, work my way up to North Florida, and then quickly realized that people probably just could guess my trajectory. So I had to change my decisions on the fly. The closest call, I think, was we were playing and these two players across the table started talking about poker vloggers, and I'm a poker vlogger. And they were talking about Rampage and Mariano, and they were debating who, the quality of their play and the quality of their channels. But I was recording and people could tell I was recording, and so they say, "Oh, are you a vlogger?" And I just kind of shook my head. I tried to be friendly but not too engaging. I tried to kind of meet in that middle area where I wasn't sort of a weirdo just sitting there quietly, but I wasn't, the most talkative one at the table. But I was engaging and I just sort of said, "No, I'm not vlogging." And then later, I was clearly recording again, and one of those two guys says, "You sure you're not vlogging?" And I said, No. And they said, and then somebody else said, "Oh, he's trying to be real covert, he doesn't want us to know his identity." And I started to get real antsy, like, if any of these people at the table know about this promotion, so if someone brings it up, like, what do I do? But fortunately, I think there was some, big river bet that kind of distracted everyone. So we moved on to some other topic. Yeah, there were a lot of impressive bounty hunters. I would say, I don't know exactly how many buckets they fell into, but there were some who, would just jump on a clue, narrow it down, and figure out exactly where I was. Then there were the, way on the other end of the spectrum where they would find out, they would see, I'd post something on Twitter and they would take two letters they saw a K and a C in the image and figured out that the author of that book was from Kansas, so I must be in Kansas, which is a cool approach, but then they would just double down on that and say, "I know he's in Kansas," or she, "Therefore, the next video he puts out, I'm gonna assume Kansas the whole time and just say, that's clearly Harris, Kansas City. I know it 100% Kansas." It wasn't Kansas. I know Stacy Mucci, I think that's how you say her name. She was killing it out there. There's someone named, I think, Matt Burney, I want to say, I'm not sure. Matt Burney, he seemed to be on the right track a lot. Actually there was a moment, the Only Friends pod, I couldn't tell. Every so often I thought they had a sense of who I was. I don't think they did. Their interview with Lee Jones happened to say something. He happened to say what sounded like my name. He wasn't saying my name, but it came out that way. It's been a thrill for me trying to sort of walk that tricky line between making it fun and making it a challenge, but not making it impossible. And it seemed like the bounty hunters had a fun time trying to try to get ahead of where I was going. This has been a wild experience. It's been strange deliberately avoiding eye contact with people and trying to lower my hat and just be kind of a guy in the shadows. I look forward to kind of returning to society, and I look forward to not driving, sleeping, and probably a lot of therapy. But it was a great experience, and I hope everyone had fun. I had a great time.